Welcome, TTB Nation. We are back today for some more Q&A action. I know it's been a couple of weeks, maybe even 3 weeks now since the last one, but finally back with some more questions. Now we've got some Argentina versus Belgium in the background. I know this happened yesterday, but I'm recording this on a Friday, so yet to be played, but hopefully it was an enthralling matchup. Belgium playing well. Argentina have looked okay at times and, you know, better at other times. But the World Cup so far has been fantastic, hasn't it? Lots of goals, lots of interesting matches. I mean, Costa Rica reaching the quarterfinals. Who would have thought that was even possible? Should have put some cash on that. But anyway, got some questions. About 14.5-minute video of some action here, and we will get into the action. So first up from Sergio Barini says, what do you think of England's World Cup performance? You know, I don't think they had a majorly bad campaign playing-wise. I mean, they showed potential, they showed quality, but unfortunately, they weren't able to score. Defensively against Italy, I thought they were awful. I mean, Baines was getting so overrun on that left-hand side. Wayne Rooney was not coming back and helping. He didn't play anywhere near where he plays at United. At United, he runs around, he gets the ball, he tries to create plays. But for England, it looked a bit lackluster. You know, Sterling was a good player. You know, he's going to be a very good player, I think, in the future. Quick, got good vision. Sturridge is a decent player up top. The thing about England, they have a lot of pace in their side, but like I said, they just can't seem to finish. I mean, they lost 2-1 against England. They were 1-0 up against Uruguay. I think they were 1-0 up, or maybe they were 1-0 down. I'm not sure, but they ended up losing 2-1 because they couldn't mark Luis Suarez. And then obviously Costa Rica at the end was a no-brainer game anyway. But it was disappointing, yes, to finish only on 1 point, bottom of the group, in a group where you're expected to qualify, really, is potentially, you know, an awful campaign. But they didn't play majorly bad. You know, they could have won against Italy, they could have won against Uruguay, but they just didn't have the cutting edge. So, unfortunately, it was one of those campaigns. Alright, next up from Macastella9 says, hey TTB, I'm a Liverpool supporter. 2 questions. Do you think Luis Suarez deserved the 4-month ban? Because I think he should. And if Liverpool were to transfer him, where do you think he would be transferred? Thank you for taking my question. Greetings from New York. Greetings from Florida. Yes, I think it's a no-brainer. Luis Suarez, definitely, as we score there in the first couple of minutes. This is on legendary difficulty, by the way, of course, always. And I love playing as Belgium. Absolutely love playing as them. But anyway, Suarez, yes, should have got the ban. 4 months, definitely. Could have even been more, to be honest with you. You can't go around biting people. It's as simple as that. This isn't one of those sports where you accidentally bite someone and say, oops, wasn't meant to happen. No, if you bite someone, you mean it. He clearly bit Chiellini right on the shoulder, and you can see him going in there like, arsh. You know, there's something wrong with him. As much as he's a good quality player, don't get me wrong, he's one of the best forwards around. He has great vision, and he has a good footballing brain. But there's something wrong with in his head that every now and then, when it comes to the big stage, he will do something ridiculous. He did it at Ajax, fine. It was the first time. Okay, 1 time's bad enough. But then you go and do it against Ivanovic, where he actually grabbed his arm. And, I mean, this was more predominant than before. I mean, he literally grabbed it and bit it, and it was ridiculous. So, obviously, he gets banned again. And then he does it on the World Cup. So, there's no surprise that he's out for 4 months. And he's an idiot. An absolute moron, you know. And the funny thing is, someone actually placed a bet on it. I think it was 175 to 1. That he would bite someone. He did, and the guy ended up winning, what, nearly 4 grand. So, someone's got a good payday out of it, so not bad at all. And where do I think he's going to go? Well, there's rumours that he's heading to Barcelona, possibly. So, if he does go to Barcelona, obviously Liverpool are going to get a lot of money for them. Liverpool have already bought a lot of players, Lallana and a couple of other Southampton players, so I don't think Liverpool are going to struggle with that. And they've got a lot of quality coming forward, you know, with Sterling and Sturridge. But they do need to replace probably some defenders. So if Liverpool do get the money for him, they may buy another forward, or they may get, you know, a defender. But I think Suarez may be heading to Barcelona, and that could be interesting to see what happens there. Next up from TTB, which wasn't me, but someone obviously put TTB. Is it possible that you'll also make videos specifically talking about what's going on in real life soccer or football. You know, maybe in the future, you know, I wouldn't mind sitting down, having a little bit of a chinwag and talk about what's been happening in the world of football. But we'll have to see. I mean, there's a lot of things every week. You know, I try and put out content every day. Sometimes I don't put out on Mondays because I spend it around the girls' house, or the ladies' house. So, you know, I don't always have time. But Tuesday through Sunday, try and put content out, and I try and keep it, you know, FIFA and PES related. Me talking about other football may not be as interesting to watch, me just blabbering on. So, you know, maybe in the future we'll discuss other topics. And if you guys want to see some of that, you know, let me know. And I'm sure that can be arranged. Alright, next up from John Ruddy says, can you do a FIFA 14 career mode? Now, I was doing one before. If you guys haven't seen it, it was with Atletico Madrid. You know, it was a good season. I enjoyed it. Ended up winning the league just about. Had a disappointing run in the Champions League in that, but it was good fun. And I stopped doing it because I didn't know how much time I would have left. I wasn't sure. You know, the World Cup was coming up. The World Cup game was coming out. I was still doing PES. So I did stop doing it. Now, I probably could have carried on because, you know, FIFA isn't coming out now for quite a bit of time. You know, we've still got a couple of months. But I've been putting out a lot of World Cup gameplay because it's the World Cup. It only happens once every 4 years. So it's something that isn't going to happen next year or the year after, although the Euros will be out. So I'm probably not going to start one now because, you know, I've only got 2 months and I'll literally have to cram it all in to do so. But if I'm running out of ideas, I may start one again. But don't worry, there's going to be a FIFA 15 campaign coming. Absolutely. That's going to be... It's going to be good. I'm looking forward to that, especially on the PS4. And if the engine, which it is, I believe, coming to PC, will be more interesting as well. Because obviously on the PC you can mode and you can add features and you can do this and that. So don't worry. Obviously FIFA 15 just around the corner. It's going to happen. And I will be putting lots of gameplay out there with a lot of PES as well. Okay, next up from the True Games HD says, what do you think about Italy being knocked out in the first round? Well, after a wonderful start and a promising start against England, I thought, okay, well, they're through. I mean, you can't surely lose against Costa Rica, a team that is, what, 4,000-1 to win it? Probably 1,000-1 to get out of the group stage, or even 2,000-1. And turns out Costa Rica are better than the other 3 teams in the group. So, yeah, it was embarrassing, let me tell you that much. You know, we played against England, we did well. Because Baines was getting overrun, they were giving the ball to Cantreva, he was doing well. Balotelli actually was playing well. Pirlo was given so much freedom, it was ridiculous. That was England's problem. They were giving him far too much room to roam around the middle of the park and do what he does best. Spray the ball around, create chances, and he was having a field day. And then they come up against Costa Rica. Now he puts out a little bit more of a defensive side, doesn't he? He puts in Thiago Motta instead of Verratti. Wasn't the smartest decision because Verratti, 19 years old, is a quality young player and he's going to be going a long way with Italy. But Thiago Motta is very much like Rossi, you know, Daniele De Rossi. He plays more defensive. So does Pirlo. So having them 3 in the middle, there was only one outcome. They're going to sit back, probably trying to play for a draw, which is ridiculous when you're playing Costa Rica. Balotelli didn't show up. He was terrible, Balotelli. Like I said, did alright against England, scored the header, and then Costa Rica was rubbish, and then Uruguay even worse. What he was playing at, fouling people on the floor every 5 seconds. He's a good player, but he's just lazy, and he doesn't want to do anything. So, you know, it was terrible. I mean, I was so furious, and I knew it was going to be a nightmare because my dad recorded the game. And I'd already watched it, so I was telling my mum, you better prepare yourself because he's probably going to get a little bit pissed off at this game and the way they end up playing because it was absolutely shambolic. But they didn't deserve to go through. It's as simple as that. I mean, the Marquisio red card, questionable. I mean, it was a straight red. You know, there's been worse challenges in the World Cup that haven't been a straight red. I mean, yeah, the foot was up and he sort of studied the player in the leg, which was stupid anyway, why he did it. But when you're down to 10 men... Uruguay deadly from set pieces, and Godin stepped up and put it away. So, yeah, it was disappointing all around, and Italy need to step it up because to finish 2 current World Cups in a row the way they have, not even getting past the group stage, is shocking for a nation like Italy. Next up from Darian Wilson says, can you do a series using PES World Challenge? You know, I was going to do one, and then PES 2014 on PS3 wasn't out for free on PlayStation Plus in America, so I didn't get to do it as Argentina score one back. But then I didn't have it, so I didn't do it, and then I finally got it back, you know, on PlayStation Plus on the American store, downloaded PES, but I haven't been playing it. You know, PES has a lot of problems, and the only way I'm enjoying PES 2014 is using patches on PC. I'm using some, you know, a gameplay patch, which has made the response times a lot better. The AI actually is more of a challenge, as you guys have seen in the last video against Chelsea and that. They were actually playing alright, they were pinging the ball around. So I'm not really enjoying it on PS3, so I haven't done a World Cup challenge because it's sort of a reskin. It's the same thing. I mean, you know, at least the FIFA World Cup game, yes, it's expensive for a whole game, but it still is, I got a little bit more to it than what PES has done with their little DLC pack. So, not this time, but, you know, if they bring one out for the Euros or something in a couple of years, yeah, sure, we'll definitely give that a bash. Okay, next up from Vid Soik says, how much money do you make with YouTube videos and what phone do you have? Well, I'm not going to specify how much I make or anything like that because, you know, it's personal, but YouTube is one of those things. It's, you know, it all goes on views. It all goes on views. If you guys don't know how it works, basically you have a CPM, which is cost per mile, which means basically every 1,000 monetized views, and it has to be monetized, they have to have ads playing and stuff, you get a certain amount. Now that can vary from like $1 to like $5, $6, $7 or even $10. It really depends how much advertisers pay for them to put adverts on your videos. Now the best months are the Christmas time. Companies want to spend a lot of money during October, November, December promoting and stuff, but January, February and March is when you see a huge plummet, and it sucks because people don't want to pay. June was a good month, I have to say, because the World Cup, you know, advertisers paying like Nike and Adidas and stuff, putting adverts out there, so June was a great month for World Cup action. So, you know, it's just money on the side, and you know, it's I don't do it purely for the money, I do it because I enjoy it. And I like doing the commentaries. I have to say, I've enjoyed it a lot. I've sort of got addicted to YouTube now. I love it so much, and I will keep doing it until the day I die. So there we have it. And what phone do I have? I have an LG G2, which is actually what I'm using to record on right now. I'm actually getting a new laptop in about 2.5 weeks, and a new Asus one. So that apparently has an HD webcam. I don't know if that'll be any better. We'll have to give it a bash. But yeah, I want to get the G3 because the LG G3 looks like an absolute tank, but I'll probably wait to see what happens before I pick that up. But yeah, the G2, great phone, love it. I'm not really an iPhone, Apple kind of guy. I prefer Android, you know, the customizable stuff. So yeah, there we have it. Alright, final question as we get into the penalties here. Lorenzo Misbieno says, what is your dress style? Are you fashionable? And what brand apparel do you have most? Well, this is a Hollister, as you can see. I have a lot of Hollisters. My mum always buys me that for my birthday. I've got some Aeropostale and a couple of others. I'm not a massive on the old-fashioned sense. I mean, I kind of just roll with whatever. I wear the kind of the American short T-shirts. I mean, I like vest tops because it's Florida. It's boiling. You know, I always wear jeans when I go out. I'm not a huge shorts guy. I don't really like wearing shorts. I prefer having jeans with pockets. All my shorts have no pockets, so there's nowhere for me to put my wallet and phone and stuff, so that's a bit of a nightmare. But yeah, that's basically it. You know, I'm a Hollister kind of guy. Got other T-shirts as well. Obviously got quite a few football kits, which I don't really wear them unless, you know, I go out and play football, but there we have it. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. That is all the questions for this week. Please submit some more over at the True Brits website as Lukaku puts in the final penalty and we take home Argentina. I hope you guys are enjoying the World Cup. Have a great day, and until next time, take care.